What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out a video titled Why I Left the USA, Life in Europe 2022. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Thank you for watching, and check out the original video. A link will be in the description of this original of my video. You click the description, open the description, you see a link for the original video, so go check it out, show some love as well. But for now, let's check out this video, guys.
What?
Today, I'm going to tell you why I decided to leave the US. Hey guys, I'm Kendra, also known as Kendra Abroad. Today, I'm going to tell you why I decided to leave the US. This is kind of a generalization of why I decided to move to the continent of Europe. There are honestly many reasons about why I decided to leave, related to working, education, also related to just societal standards or norms, and I'm going to touch on a few of those points today. So let's get into why I decided to leave the greatest country in the world. And the first one is always something I lead with because I'm working abroad. And the first thing I can say is vacation days.
Oh, yeah.
Can someone tell me why the US does not have a legally required minimum days of vacation?
You're gonna stop the money, baby. That's why. The thing is, it's America. It's not a place that cares about people working. It's actually a place that cares about, getting a worker, kicking them out, getting a new one. You're not really valued as a worker in America. And that's just the deal, right? They care about the money, and that's it. That's just it. So Europe definitely gonna kill that. You're gonna definitely have a better work experience.
Anyone? I am currently in Germany and I have 30 vacation days. There are about 10 national holidays, and this year 5 of those fall during the work week. So Monday through Friday, I have 35 days that I do not have to be at work. That is 7 weeks of vacation time for me to have a good time in a normal world travel, which is, I guess not happening this year, but it gives you time to just chill out with friends, spend time with family, or just mentally recover. And that's something that I saw missing in the US. In my past US experiences, people at my internships or in offices were kind of proud about not using all of their days. They were saying, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna use all these days for, and it was only like 10 days. So I don't know what they were.
And she talking about them special jobs that actually offer, because earlier she obviously addressed it. There's no law in America, the US, however you want to say it, I prefer to say America. There's no law in America that says, okay, you gotta allow the people working for you to have, days off, leave, or whatever. No, it's not a law. It's just lenience. You know what I mean? Lenience given to you.
Proud of. I particularly remember a woman at one of my internships saying how proud she was to not use them because it made her look better to the boss, or so she thought. And I just thought this was a crazy idea, because if someone gives you only 10 days, then you probably should take them. So for me, that was crazy. That's point number one. The next point of why I decided to leave the US is public transportation. I really do not enjoy driving a car that much. And being from Texas, a giant state with a very quite terrible transportation system in many cities, maybe not Austin, is problematic. I was really excited when I was younger to drive, and I really enjoyed it. But as I got older, I just got really tired of doing long commutes. And in particular, one summer when I was working, I spent 3 hours a day in the car because I was driving 1.5 hours there with traffic and 1.5 hours back. And after that summer, I kind of changed my whole mentality towards where I wanted to live, and I didn't want to live in a place where I always had to get in the car and drive far. I tried to find a closer place to live, and it wasn't possible, and I just didn't want to always have to be in the car every day. I wanted to be in a place where I could have trains, buses, trams, anything to get me from point A to point B in a city.
New York, but with that being said, like New York, I think it's probably the best place in America, city, state, however you want to put it. I'd say city because New York, the state, is not the same as New York, the city. Trust. But the whole point is, New York City, to be specific, it's not the same as other cities in America. It's just not flat out not the same. City buses in New York, it's different. Like they're way more frequent than compared to South Carolina with my bus experience. Trains, they're just there. Everything is just a lot different. Like New York is like a reflection of Europe, in my humble opinion, because a lot of people walk. Right? That's what Europeans do. They walk a lot. That's why I said it's a bloody reflection of Europe. And they have a lot of public transportation in New York, but places like Texas, nah, Texas is really big. You know what I mean? You gotta have your whipty dipty, a car, if you know what I mean by whipty dipty.
If you live in the country or in like a rural area, it's definitely going to be more difficult to rely on public transportation.
Facts.
But I've always lived in larger cities in Europe, and I have been without a car for years now, and I've had no problem at all. I may get a car in the future in the next 1 or 2 years, but that's purely because maybe I want to go somewhere on the weekend and make weekend trips. During the work week, I particularly make it important to live near a transportation stop somehow so that I never actually have to drive through traffic or to work every day. And to point 3, we're now getting to education. So I'm touching on a little bit of everything here.
Education, what?
Educational costs in the
Oh.
US are ridiculously high. Ridiculously. Can we please all
Listen, she's not lying. When she says ridiculously high, don't take it for a joke, okay? Go check up and see how many people owe student loans in America. You'd be shocked.
have a moment of silence for the students at my university in Texas who now have to pay $30,000 a year for a cost of attendance. Yes, that's the classes, that's the housing and the books and all the estimation for that. I am just shocked that it finally reached that point. I remember when I left the university like 5 years ago, then it was around 26,000 or something, and I was just waiting for the day that it would finally hit the number 30. And it did. It finally hit the cost of attendance of $30,000. I'm so sorry for you guys. I'm so sorry for, honestly, the society that makes education so expensive. I got my master's degree in Italy here in Europe, and the cost of attendance there, even with the courses, is less than half of what the cost of the courses are in the US, or at my particular university. In Germany, where I'm living now, for a cost of attendance of courses for 1 year, it is like $500 if you go to a public university, which most of them are. $500 a year compared to, I don't know, the tuition 13, 14,000 at my university. Like, why? I mean, okay, the taxes are higher and we know that, but for me, it's just not fair that only people who have higher incomes or help from their parents or more money are able to go to the university. I feel like if you're passionate about what you want to study and you are interested in something and you really feel like you can make a change, it shouldn't depend on how much money you need to go to university. To me, that's just not fair, and that never sat well with me. I will say though, my university and other universities in the US will provide you with that amazing college experience that you see in all of the movies and TV shows. And that's unforgettable. I mean, that's priceless. I mean, that'll cost you $30,000 a year. And my last point today for this—
Listen. They should have universities in America, like, for real, that you pay the high fees because the lifestyle, man. Like, I'm not even going to tell what university I was going to go to. Like, that's too much information. But straight up, bro, I'm telling you, the lifestyle in university in America it ain't the same nowhere else, right? Because the vibe just hits different. Because they got some special activities that you can actually partake in, right? So I guess like they should really look into getting universities a lot cheaper in America. Like, there's no need for it to be like that expensive, especially that it's a university. It has a lot of people, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
particular video is that I just love living in an international society. This may vary if you're living in like New York City or Los Angeles or something, but in Texas, I only ever met people from the state of Texas, really. Even at university, there were rarely people from another country or even out of state. So by coming here, all of the countries are just so close together and each one has such a different culture and different customs. And it's quite usual when you have an international student body or you're doing a study abroad that there are now people from all of these different countries. No matter which country I choose to live in, I always see different cultures represented. I always have the opportunity to meet people from different places. And I just felt like that wasn't always the case when I was living in Texas. My friend group is super international, and this is exactly why I like living in this melting pot of Europe. It's also kind of part of the reason why I said if I ever go back to the US, I probably need to pick like California or New York. Because I really want to have this international atmosphere. So these were just some of the...
Avoid LA, man. Avoid LA, man. It's dangerous out there, bro. Like, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Vibe in LA is really, 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 really nice. But I don't know, man. Like, the crime is just outrageous. Like, what you got to watch out for in New York is mass shooting and some psycho stuff happening. But the crime is not necessarily as present as LA. But like I said, the mass shooting is what you got to watch out for, because mass shootings in New York is it's very much there, bro. So yeah, but this was a positive video. It was a great video, man. It was a great video. Let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section down below. I appreciate y'all for watching. And shout out to Germany, man. Shout out to Europe entirely. Yeah, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.